Welcome back, everybody. Matt the Bat here. Hope you're doing well. So we had a new movie come out, Scream 6. Obviously, the sixth film in the franchise. I like how the director decided to go back with the Roman numerals. Other than the last Scream movie, just Scream. Really, it was Scream 5. And we already have a new Scream out. Last one came out last January 2022. This is out like just a year and 2 months later. Before people say, oh, that was too short. Too short. No. If you remember, back in 1996, the original Scream came out that December, and then Scream 2 came out exactly a year later in December 1997. So this one added 2 more months to make it 14 months instead of exactly 12 months later. And I'm a huge Scream fan. I grew up with this franchise since the summer of 2000. Really quick story. Brother had some friends over. We went over to a friend's house. We watched the first Scream, second Scream. The third Scream came out on video at that time, because it originally came out in January of 2000 in the theater. Came out on VHS that summer. We watched that, then we had a whole Scream marathon. I immediately was hooked. I mean, this is a horror franchise where there's horror, but it's not so scary that I'm going to have nightmares. So, it's a win. So ever since then, I've been a huge fan of Scream. Saw the first Scream movie I ever saw in theaters was Scream 4, because it was 11 years after the third one, and I was in college. And I really enjoyed Scream 4. I did a ranking last October, which I'll put at the end of this video, along with my review for Scream 5. But I enjoyed Scream 5. I like how it subverted a lot of expectations for a Scream movie. But to me, it's still one of the weaker Scream movies in the franchise. But here we are. 14 months later, we got Scream positives. Melissa Barrera, who plays Sam Carpenter, our new final girl, if you will, our new Sidney Prescott, if you will. Going back and watching Scream 5, I thought she did an okay job in that Scream 5. She didn't win me over completely. I don't know if it was the dialogue sometimes. I don't know if it was the directing. But it was not a Neve Campbell, Sidney Prescott performance. Here, on the other hand, Scream 6, Melissa Barrera knocks it out of the park. This is like a night and day performance between Scream 5 and Scream 6. I don't know if it's a better writing job, a better dialogue job, more character development. But Melissa Barrera here is excellent, to the point that I go, I'm not even thinking about Sidney Prescott. I'm not even thinking about Neve Campbell not returning. I want to see this character. I want to see what happens in this movie and in future movies. Her chemistry with her sister, played by Jenna Ortega, is great. Their dynamic this time really feels like a sister relationship. Her chemistry with some of the other actors is great. Her tapping into that dark persona that she has, me and the daughter of Billy Loomis, really well done here, better than what we saw in Scream 5. Like I said, her chemistry with a guy, you also get to see a little bit of romance with her, a little charm. Like I said, overall, her range is shown in Scream 6. Is one that I go, like I said, when I first heard she got cast in Scream 5, I was thinking to myself, that's a great choice, because I just saw her in that summer of 2021 in The Heights, and she was excellent in that. And then you go to Scream 5 and you go, what's going on here? But Scream 6 is like she really understood the character. She's really now comfortable in the role. Like I said, maybe that could also mean the dialogue. that she was given better dialogue, better acting, better scenes to act in. But overall, I thought Melissa Barrera truly knocked it out of the park this time. Then we go into Jenna Ortega, who plays Tara Carpenter. I can't say enough about Jenna Ortega. She's once again excellent in this movie. I enjoyed she was one of the bright spots of Scream 5. Here she gets a lot more to do. Her chemistry with her sister is great. Her chemistry with her friends, excellent. You also see a little bit of her romance building, which I like to see more of that charm, that funny side of her. You really get more of a range with Tara also. And even she has a little bit of a dark side, which I like to see. So, I think her chemistry with Melissa Barrera, excellent. Her romance with a certain other character that's starting to bloom, I won't spoil, but I really enjoyed those scenes. They were believable. They had the spark, the chemistry, and I'm like, yeah, now these are two sisters I want to see go forward in the franchise. Mason Gooding, he was in Scream 5, he was the other twin, Mindy's twin brother, the niece and nephew of Randy Minks, Randy from Scream 1 and 2. I wasn't a huge fan of them in the last movie because once again, one of my major complaints about Scream 5 is you really didn't get to develop a lot of the characters in that movie, other than for Sam and maybe Jack Quaid. Richie, even Tara didn't get that much screen time. And either the Minx, Randy's niece and nephew, I never thought really got enough development for me to really care about them. Now that completely changes in this movie. Well again, I think the writing in this movie is way better than in Scream 5. Because Mason Gooding is the son of Cuba Gooding Jr. Show me the money. Show me, Jerry, show me the money. Come on, Jerry. Show me the money. Come on. Show me the money. Anyway, so Mason Gooding, he's excellent in this movie. In fact, after 5 minutes of him being on screen, I'm like, I like this character. I really like this character. I want to see what happens to this character moving forward. Because you got me to like this character that I didn't care about at all in the last movie. And you did this in about 5 minutes. Great writing. Mason Gooding has that personality, that charm, almost like his daddy. You know, Cuba had that charm too in Jerry Maguire. Maybe not so much in Radio. Hey, Radio. You see my football? But his chemistry with another character is excellent. Loved it. He also had that muscle, strong guy. You can see him beat the shit out of Ghostface. Yeah, I buy it. He can take care of himself. And like I said, he won me over. Even in moments where there's no dialogue, there's just action. The action that he does, I'm like, I like that guy. He's a good guy. This movie, like I said, I feel like the last movie just went from set piece to set piece to set piece, and we really never got to spend time with the characters. Scream 6, we've spent so much more time with the characters and had moments with the characters. The main four, Mindy, Chad, Tara, Sam, they call themselves the Core Four. And this is finally, I feel like, this is a real group, kind of like in the original Scream movies, with Gail, Dewey, Sydney, Randy. This is those people now. Or like in Scream 4, we had Jill, Kirby, Rory Culkin, Trevor, Jill, you know, this core is finally a core group that I mind. They have great chemistry together. They work well together. You mind that they're friends. They're people that have actually dealt with something tragic. They all come together. You buy them as a family. And there's a dinner table scene, and I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. But then you also got good little quieter moments that I go, okay. There's moments with Sam, with her new boy toy. And I think, okay, we get to see that romantic side, okay. Or Tara having a little romance with somebody. Tara at a frat party. Her, having fun, fooling around. Like, okay, this is what I'm talking about. I like the stabby. What, you can only have enough stabby to the point that you go, okay, we know Ghostface is going to kill people. I want to get to know these characters and care about them. So when the stabby starts, I'm like, oh no, don't die. Oh no, don't kill that person. Opening in this one, I won't say what they knew in this one, but it was surprising. They had some twists that I didn't expect. Overall, I went, there's a moment here that if you only kept that throughout the whole movie, that could have been mind-blowing for this movie. And maybe they'll do it in Scream 7, where I really like the opening. And once again, with these Scream movies, not only is it about who's behind the mask, but a lot of it is that opening sequence. Most famous for Drew Barrymore in the first Scream, then Jada Pinkett Smith in Scream 2. Scream 4 had a great opening, in my opinion. Scream 5 subverted expectations. So, the opening themes of any Scream movie are very, very important. And you gotta do them, you gotta do something creative each time, or else it's just like, we've seen that before. And this one does something different, which I enjoyed. And a lot, being set in New York, this movie has a lot of fun and really cool sequences. Some of my favorites are this ladder sequence in the Sam and Tara's high-rise apartment. It's a suspenseful, tension-filled, very well executed sequence. Great. Then there's one on the train station we kind of saw in the teaser trailer. This one is another one, very much suspenseful. It reminded me of the one really great scene in Scream 5 with Dylan Minnette in the house. And that slow suspense and tension throughout. This was another one in the train station, really on the subway. Really great, really suspenseful. And the way they edited that sequence was also really, really excellent. The scene in Gail's apartment where Ghostface comes after her, you see that in the trailer. That's another great scene for Gail. We've never seen Gail in that situation all by herself, so it was excellent to see that. Intense, gory, some quiet, sad moments. Overall, great sequence. And the little gas station Quickie Mart. Yep, the Quickie Mart. Only in the Quickie Mart. You see that in the trailer. Great sequence. The only thing that didn't work for that sequence for me was that we saw so much of it in the trailer. There's not much else in the movie. That's why I wish they held back in the trailer. Because overall the sequence is an excellent sequence. But the thing that happens before that sequence is probably the best jump scare in the entire film and probably in the entire franchise. And in manager, Kirby Reed returns, one of my favorite characters from Scream 4, but also in the entire Scream franchise. She's probably like my third favorite behind Sydney and Stu. She's back. She does a great job with what she has to do in this movie. I wish they had more of her, but maybe we'll see her down the road. Longest Scream movie, this movie flew by. This is 2 hours and 3 minutes. And I am telling you, when we got in the third act, I went, wait a minute, we're already in the third act? Where did the movie go? This movie flies. Even Scream 5, it had a great pace to it. This one's no different. This one's even longer. And the pacing is just on point. To the point that when I compare this to like Scream 2, which is almost 2 hours, about 2 hours, I think that's the second longest Scream movie. I enjoyed Scream 2, but I think there were moments where that movie slows down too much, and you can start to feel the pacing. Here, just rapid fire. We can get the kills, but also character moments. The music, I like how they incorporate a lot of the Scream music from previous movies in here. It made you feel like a Scream movie. It had those moments, those theme music, whether it's for Dewey, Gale, some other familiar music cues from the Scream franchise. Worked really, really well in here. One of the big problems with Scream 5 was the use of Millie Loomis, who appeared as a ghost, or a figment of Sam's imagination, if you will. But we saw him. We saw Steve Ulrich de-aged to look like he looked like in 1996. And it didn't work for me, as every time I watch that movie, it doesn't work for me. Once again, one of the things they improved on Scream 6 is A, we only see Millie Loomis twice in this movie, and it's in a particular moment, and it's in the moment that works perfectly to show him. And even when they do, the way they use effects-wise, and don't show him completely, kind of like, almost like a shadowy figure, it works a lot better here. One of the biggest takeaways from this movie before going in was, we heard that Neve Campbell was not going to be returning because of some pay disputes. And then there was also a rumor she was only going to be like in one scene anyway. This is kind of like the Rocky effect. We have Creed 3, no Rocky Balboa, no Sylvester Stallone, the face of the franchise. We get into Scream 6, and the face of the franchise, Sidney Prescott, Neve Campbell, nada. No. And guess what? I said that, even though I've already said that, the way they ended Scream 5 for Sidney Prescott, it worked. It was a nice closing of the book on her character. Even ending the movie at Stu's house, perfect. Full circle from the first movie. I think if Stu was actually ended up being the killer, it would have worked perfectly. But I said, if they don't have Sidney in Scream 6, I'm okay with that. Especially now moving to New York, the setting, why would Sidney Prescott go to New York? There's no reason. And guess what? Watching this movie, they do mention Sidney Prescott once or twice, but I never felt like, when I was watching this, that, where's Sidney Prescott? Where's Sidney Prescott? You know, where's Neve Campbell? Never. And that's a huge, huge highlight. Dermot Mulroney, people know him from Wayback. Been around for a long time. Even going back to like The Family Stone. He plays a cop in this movie. And he's another one that I'm like, some scenes I like you in, some scenes I don't. Like there are scenes where he's trying to channel, and then he's trying to be a mix of Dewey and Stu. And he comes off as neither, in a good way. And I'm like, what are you trying to do? For someone like you, it feels like it's almost like you're in a completely different movie in some moments. And, I mean, like, there are good scenes with him, but then there are scenes that I go, what were you doing? What were you thinking? Who are you trying to channel? This movie's set in New York, and I feel like they needed to use the New York setting more. And also a college setting. like terrors in college, but we only have one scene of at a frat party on during the week of Halloween, and that's it. I wish they used the New York setting to morph it. Yeah, we got the train station, we got an apartment high-rise, we got a back alleyway, and we got a Dobega Quickie Mart, store market scene. But other than that, which a lot of those moments you'd be like, you can be in any city. Really. You can be in downtown Atlanta for some of these scenes. That, to my voice, you're in New York. I mean, we had Home Alone in New York, Lost in New York. They used full advantage of New York in that movie. You know, like there's a scene that's almost a mimic to Scream 2 when they're outside and they get a phone call from the killer, like in Scream 2. And I go, instead of being in some random open field area, why didn't you go into like Central Park? Where you can have something there with the scenery, and in the background you have the New York City skyline and skyscrapers, you know? Or you go from one angle where you see the Statue of Liberty, you know? Take advantage of New York. Now, I'm not saying you go down to, you know, Manhattan or something, or, you know, what is it? King of the Tree and the ice skating rink. I mean, they could have even used that in a scenario, you know. But, now I'm not saying you go to the Statue of Liberty and have a third act bloodbath on the Statue of Liberty. That would be a little much. But I think they should have used the New York setting more. And also the college experience. You know, one of the main factors of Scream 2 was college. And maybe they are going to use college more in Scream 7, but in Scream 6, other than saying that they're in college, that's about it when it comes to the college setting. Hayden Panettiere, we get a good amount of her, but being that she's one of my favorite characters, I wanted to see more of her. I wanted to see more moments with her and Sam Carpenter. I wanted to see more of her bonding with Mindy about horror movies. I mean, they do have one scene on that, but I wanted a little bit more. But since he's so much of a film nerd, so maybe we'll get more Kirby down the road. Believability in moments, you gotta just put to the side. But there is a moment with one character in this movie that gets stabbed so many times, that I was like, that character has to be dead. There is no way that character is not dead. And sure enough, the character is not dead by the end of the movie. And I go, that's not possible. And that's why I say the believability in that moment was like, no way. We need stakes in this movie. When you don't have stakes, then what's the point? You know? So that was my main, I think one character should have died that definitely should have been dead. But other than that, overall, I think this is a really good Scream movie. I think the directors and the writers really, and even like Melissa Barrera and plays Sam, maybe they did read what the critics and fans were saying about Scream 5 and decided to go and to really listen to them and focus more on those parts in Scream 6. Maybe the directors really wanted to make this movie first, but then they had to go back and first they had to make Scream 5 and make it a reboot sequel, you know, going back to Woodsboro and doing all that, dealing with the legacy characters, and maybe that's why their first Scream movie wasn't all that great. You know, these are the same directors who did Ready or Not, and that was a great horror comedy. And I think this movie shows more of that balance of horror and comedy that worked so great in Ready or Not. So I don't know, maybe this was their movie that they always wanted to make, and the studio was like, well, you gotta do this Scream movie to kind of really set everything up in order to get to this Scream movie. Maybe. Overall, I would give this like a 4.3, 4.4 out of 5. Not my favorite. I would still consider this better than 5, better than 3. Maybe it right, and then the number 6, probably about right in the middle. I really enjoy Scream 4 still. I really like Scream 2. So, it's more on the positive than on the negative. Right in the middle, I really enjoyed it. And maybe after a second watch, maybe it will go higher on my list. But for right now, let's just say me, a big Scream fan, I can't wait for Scream 7 and to see what happens with these characters now that I'm fully invested in. So, Matt the Bat here. Did you see Scream 6? What did you think?